Hey you guys, Joe with JRSP, John's Reality Self Protection, and also the Medusa Edge weapon system, certified instructor for that system. So I'm really not a ring knife guy. Like, I don't love them, I don't hate them. This is the D2 Omesio MBR. What does it look like, guys? I don't like when companies like this rip off designs of companies that are USA made and stuff, but it just always happens. Um, and there's a little bit of difference. You can see like this right here comes out way farther than it does on the TCal 9. Now that I've gotten this, I know that I definitely would like the real genuine article. But anyhow, nice Kydex sheath. Sheath is decent, and it's got this little Jimmy clip, and you guys know I do not like any type of clip or belt loop. I carry the Kumi Talk muted, okay, and I carry it down in the pocket. I mean, let's back up here if we can. Get out the way, Bob. What the hell? What? Yeah, told you not to stand in my freaking way. What the hell? Sorry about that. Sorry about him. He's obnoxious, but yeah, I carry down in the pocket with no like anything on it. Like, and that's what I love about the Takumi Talk Muted. Okay, you can do that with this. And this is not a Kydex sheath. This is like a ABS plastic sheath, pressure retention sheath. Right here, I can shoot it off. That or like release the blade from the sheath just by hitting it with the thumb right there. I really love these ABS plastic sheaths because you can do so much more with them. Look at it. Like Takumi Talk has this set up where you could rig this blade any way you wanted it. Still, because I'm a big guy, I got like kind of a gut and everything, carrying all these different ways that people carry, scouts, appendix. I've tried them all. I've tried carrying them like in every single way, and you're only going to carry what is comfortable for you to carry. And if it's not comfortable for you to carry, you're not going to carry it. Like, so if you're carrying a knife and it's like rubbing up against you, causing a rash and stuff, like because you're carrying it like this right here, and you're not going to carry it because it's not comfortable for you to carry. You're going to probably opt to carry something like some type of folder, which I hate carrying folders because folders aren't as strong as carrying fixed blades. But so I tried all different ways of carrying. How I came up with just carrying down in the pocket like this was I was looking for the best knife for me to carry. And I started carrying the K-Bar TDI knives. They were made to be a retention knife for law enforcement. And so I was like, I do not like the belt clip that's come with this thing, so I'm gonna take that off. And this knife actually seems like a knife that I could just put in my pocket, and that it's not gonna print or anything, and whatever. And sure enough, it was that way. So I carried the K-Bar TDI knives for years. I had multiple K-Bar TDIs. I have 3 of them right now. I carried the K-Bar TDI knives for years, and like just recently, like in 2024, I came across the Takumi Talk Muted, and like I was like, man, I got to get me one of these. Got to give credit to where credit is due. A dude named Donnie B All Day on YouTube. I saw him like make a video about this. I never even watched his channel. I just came across and like he made a video about this knife, and I was like, dude, I gotta check that out. I got it, and it was love at first sight because this thing carries better than the K-Bar TDI knife. If it's my hand 10 times better than the K-Bar TDI knife, and it's got a better blade shape than the K-Bar TDI knife. This thing is just freaking wicked, okay? And for what I do as a Medusa instructor, I mean, this thing is like terrible. I would hate to be on the receiving end of somebody using a Takumi Talk muted, and honestly, I would hate to be the guy on the delivering end of like using a Takumi Talk muted. But I mean, if you put me in a situation where I have to use it, I'm gonna be that dude. I'm not gonna freaking back down. But all that being said, the only downside to this is it's made with a trash steel. It's made with like um uh 3CR13 garbage steel, but it's passable because I carry this blade only for one thing. Okay, I watched a Joel Hunkar video the other day because I follow him on YouTube, and if it wasn't for Joel Hunkar, I would not have known anything about the Medusa Edge weapon system. But I follow Joel Hunkar, I watch his stuff, and he was saying the other day, like in a video, that he made a statement. He was like, well, I don't just carry a knife for one thing, I carry a knife for multiple things. And that's a great statement. A lot of people do that. A lot of people look for the perfect knife that they can do multiple things and use it as a multi-tool, because a lot of people are into camping and bushcraft survival and stuff like that. I'm not that guy. I am a self-protection practitioner. I carry my self-protection knife like for one thing. This is a single purpose knife, and even Donnie B all day made that statement. This is a single purpose knife. I carry this knife for a single purpose. This knife, I'm not using it to cut rope or string, or I'm not batoning with it. I'm not using it to freaking like strike a ferro rod or anything. This knife is for one purpose. This knife is that if I am ever in that situation where I have to pull a knife on somebody, some type of puncture force weapon, like that is this knife's purpose. And I am a trainer of puncture force combat. So when it comes to puncture force, I know it's weird that the Medusa Edge weapon system is called the Edge weapon system, but it's a point driven system. So the edge of this weapon is redundant. Okay, like it doesn't matter. All that matters is a good point, and this has a freaking wicked Tanto point. But so I've been training in puncture force combative since even before I started training with the Medusa Edge weapon system. I fell in love with the Medusa Edge weapon system because it's like, oh, this is a system geared toward what I've always done. So I became a Medusa instructor myself, and I intend to do great things, hopefully, with the system and in this year. But what I'm getting at ultimately is it doesn't matter that this has a garbage steel, because I'm not like it doesn't matter if this thing retains a wicked sharp edge. All that matters is the point. So I'm not, like I say, that huge a fan of ring knives because I feel the Takumi Tak Muted, for me personally, is the best knife for self protection and self defense out there, especially for what I do as a Medusa practitioner. But uh, I definitely like this design as well. I'm definitely going to end up buying some TKL in the future now that I know how well they fit in my hand as well. And like I said, they're going to be heirlooms for my kids when they get old enough to have knives. It's like I'm gonna be like, look, here's your TKLs right here. Were expensive. These are like things that are gonna last forever. Take care of them. But definitely look forward in the future. Not like probably in the near future. Maybe when I get my taxes done. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get me some TKLs. But this is, like I say, the MBR by Omesio, and it's a blatant ripoff. I don't know if I'm gonna carry this knife, seeing as it is a ripoff. I'm kind of torn on that, but I did get it because they were going real hot, and I thought it was interesting to show you guys. So yeah, it'll make a interesting thumbnail. Let's see here. We could where the thumbnail here? Yeah. Oh, maybe I should stick it in Bob's freaking throat since he was obnoxiously in the way just a minute ago. It's like, but actually, this, like, you see all Brian Canada's videos. Brian Canada actually literally like stabs his Bob, like live blade and all. But he was like, yeah, that's what I prefer. But he's like, I understand you paid a lot of money for your bob, so I'm not telling you that you have to stab your bob. So I got this tack knives trainer. It's like the Yojimbo or whatever, like the for a Spyderco folding knife. But I kind of liked it, so it kind of goes with what I have. But it's really not exactly the right shape, but it's okay. But that's what I use right now as a trainer. But I plan on getting another bob, so then I can go live blade on it. But this bob I've had for a long time, and we're pals. Like, so I would never stab him with a live blade. He's a member of my family. Okay, how dare you guys expect me to do that? It's like I'm gonna get another Bob, and we're gonna call him Frank, and I'll stab him, and we'll do what Brian Canada and Joel Hunkar do. They wrap them up with gorilla tape and like whatever. It's like me and Frank are not gonna be friends, okay? But yeah, guys, um, that's pretty much this video. I mean, puncture force systems. I mean, you could use a screwdriver or whatnot. Like, but yeah, I'm Ja with JR Speeds, Authorized Self Protection, and also the Medusa Edge weapon system. Like I like to say, always remember that the world is a big place and all of the dangers are very real. And it's always better to be paranoid and alive than complacent and dead. But I'm not telling you guys to be paranoid and live a paranoid life, because that will cause anxiety and stress you out. Just be prepared. I don't consider myself to be paranoid. I consider myself to be paranoid. And always remember that, like I always say, that for the most part, the majority of you are going to live a life where, if you play your cards right, you're never going to be in a situation that you have to use some type of force, physical force, to get somebody off you or whatever and stuff like that, and yet alone like lethal force. But if you're backed into a corner, like, I mean, it's not impossible. But that's what that's the difference between self protection and self defense. Is where in self protection you took all the precautions, you were always watching, you're hyper vigilant to see like what's going on. If the guy in the hoodie walks into the Circle K and he looks like he's got a machine gun in his pants, you're probably not going to go into that Circle K, right? You're probably going to call the cops on the outside of the Circle K and say, hey, there's a suspicious person in there. But like I say, it's always better just to walk away from a lot of these situations, because there's not going to be hardly any situation that you run into that's worth your freedoms and worth your life. So whenever you can, it's always better just to walk away. But hey, guys, y'all take it easy.